Okay, we're back on the boat. I am getting ready to varnish. I've already wiped the tow rail down like 3 or 4 times, so it's nice and squeaky clean. I've taped it up. And I do have a couple fans running. I have this fan with a furnace filter on it, and that does a really good job of keeping the dust down. I have another one on the floor, blowing in opposite directions. Okay, and no, it's not the greatest vantage point, but I'm going to start doing the varnish now. And my brush, my 2-inch brush, I'm going to put some varnish in. Tap it on the side of the can, and now I will go over and put some on here. It's very, very thin, so another brush full. Already it looks really stunning. So this just goes on really, really thin because this is effectively like a primer coat, if you will. So I am varnishing over a little bit onto the paint and onto the bronze, just because we want to seal up the wood. So we try to keep as much water out. We want to make this as watertight as possible. I'm just putting it on as thin as humanly possible. That's a little thick. Because this will run, so. Just trying to work it to get it nice and thin. I don't want any runs. And that's what it looks like with the first coat of thinned varnish on it. And I will keep going along. I'm not going to videotape very much more. Well, here we are, a little bit more than an hour after starting the first coat of varnish. The first coat is on, and it really, really looks good. It's nice and dark. Really darkened up the wood nice. So only 7+ more coats to go. Okay, making some progress here. Since the last video or the last edit, I've put on 4 coats of varnish. As you can tell by the 4 pieces of masking tape on the lifeline, that's my method of keeping track of how many coats are on there, because after a few coats you kind of forget. So I did 1 coat at 50%, 1 coat at 25%, and then the last 2 coats were at 100% unthinned varnish. So this time I am going to sand this. You see it's coming out really nice. So I'm going to give this a sanding to smooth it out a little bit. And then I am going to give it a coat of varnish maybe tomorrow while the dust settles in the bay here. And then I'll give it another coat maybe Monday. And then I will probably sand it again and then give it a top coat or 2 of the regular varnish. This is the high build wood finish varnish. Here we are again. I've already sanded the varnish after the 4th coat of varnish, and I'm about to put the 5th coat on. So after the sanding, I wiped it down, I vacuumed it, I wiped it down with some varnish thinner, and then I let it sit for a day, and then I wiped it down again this morning, and now I'm going to wipe it down again with the tack cloth just to get any of the dust off, and then I will apply the 5th coat. I plan on applying at least 7 coats of this varnish, the wood finish gloss, and then top coat it with the traditional Epiphanes high gloss. So that's where we stand now, and that's about it. You can see I put the 5th piece of tape up there to mark it's the 5th coat.